Good morning. Welcome back to Street Rust. Hopefully you guys were able to watch part 3. First of all, my name's Keith and I am Street Rust, me, myself, and I. There's the street or out front of the house, and here's the rust. So welcome back. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Hopefully y'all got to watch part 3. I know it was really long. I really didn't realize I had that much video, and it was going to be over an hour-long video, but I'll try to keep these next videos a little shorter. That means we're going to have more parts, but I'd rather have more parts and shorter videos so we can focus on what we're doing. So, what are we going to focus on today? All right. Spend a little more money. We'll talk about the budget later, but wasn't too bad. We're going to need carb cleaner to get all the grease and dirt off of this stuff, especially when we rebuild the carb. We're gonna need some antifreeze. I think this was like $7 or $8 at Walmart. Carb cleaner's $3.22, cheapest place in town for carb cleaner. If you're there, if you don't have to drive out of your way. This is concentrated, so that works out. I mix it 50-50, so with water, so that works out to about $4 a gallon for antifreeze. This I will not be charging to the budget of this truck because it's a tool we're gonna bring into our arsenal. There's some videos out there on this portable sandblaster and using baking soda in it. Now they sell fancy soda, but I've seen people use little Great Value boxes and it works just fine. I did a video a while back sandblasting the intake for the square body, that big Holly Torker, and people were saying, hey, I was using coal slag. I had the big, the big sandblasting kit from Harbor Freight, and don't use that on engine parts. I've read up on it. Cast iron, I'd feel comfortable using coal slag and even with the headers, but did this for y'all. We need to see if this will work, because we'll have, my son Gabriel's an MG. He's a rice burner guy, a lot of aluminum parts, maybe to help him out. So what are we going to do today? Today I'm going to focus in this video. I'm going to focus on getting the front brakes back together and the wheels back on, so I can get this back stationary, make it easier to work on this. I am going to be pulling the radiator. Don't know if I'm going to do that today. And then we're going to work on cleaning up, degreasing, and sandblasting these parts for painting. So I tell you what, I'm going to get it set up out here. It's not raining right now. It could rain at any minute. It's been raining. I'm going to get this sandblaster set up. Yeah, I'm going to get the sandblaster set up so we can get out here and do some sandblasting. I want to talk about brakes. Tell you what, I'll talk about the brake setup when we come back and do the installation. See you in a few seconds. All right, folks, we're losing daylight. I did another video on this. It will come out before this video comes out, so you can flop over to that video and check out this this Harbor Freight blasting little mini thingamajig. Okay, I took it to the carb, did a pretty good job. We'll talk about that later when we rebuild it. I'm gonna get this intake up here, and we're gonna see what it can do on this intake, cast iron. So I'm using, my media is baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, for all you geeks out there. You can buy this stuff in the big boxes, big bags, and it's special and all that kind of stuff, and I'm choosing not to do that. I'm losing half of it here. I've got the air compressor set on about 135, 140. I'll fill that up all the way. It goes pretty quick, but media cost, for something that's easy on engine parts, I ain't worried about the cast iron, okay? But the carb and stuff like that, I want to use that coal slag that I have in the other bigger blaster. So we're going to use baking soda. It's about $3.50 for 4 pounds if you buy it on the laundry detergent aisle, if you will. And if you're doing little projects at home, I think it's a great thing. Let's see what we got. Gotta turn this thing on. Okay, as y'all can see, that's a lot easier than messing with steel wheels and all that kind of stuff. Let's just keep going here a little bit. Whatever type of blue paint they put on here, it doesn't like it at all. It may be some type of latex. But let's get a couple more shots up here. There's some moisture on here and the soda is sticking to it. But overall, that does a pretty good job. We're just getting it ready for paint. We'll set it over here. Actually, I want to see what it'll do to the bottom. This is probably still a little moist from carb cleaner, but let's see what it does here. Yeah, let's pull it back up. You know what? We're going to use all this anyway, so why even mess with the lid? You can hear the air compressor inside, folks. Doesn't look like, there we go. Make sure this tip's not falling down. I've got a filter, water filter, moisture filter on the air compressor, but I don't know how good of a job it's doing. Still got a lot of moisture. Don't like that. Still got a lot of product, no problem. All right, y'all can see it's doing an okay job. It's humid outside. It's turning dark. There's moisture in the air. Don't like any of that. We can do this later, but I want you to see what it does on these drums, because I want to get these painted up and on tonight. Go watch a video, folks. You'll see it a little better, but here's what it does to this rust. Not getting good product flow out of it right now. It was working pretty good earlier. Y'all still see me okay? Looks like we're all right. All right, it's getting dark, but wanted you to see this. Yes. Yes. Not working, folks. I think it's clogged up. Let me turn it off. On, that valve might be clogged up in there. That lets the media come through. Things just clogged up. Anyway, go watch the video. You can see what it does. I'm gonna get these finished up, and we'll get back to working on the truck. All right, folks. What a disaster. I mean, you got to call it what it is. Today it's dark outside. It's after 6 o'clock. I'll talk about the whole soda blasting thing. Went south real quick. I've been chasing parts today. Can't find a copper crush washer to save my life. I'm gonna have to order some. That's gonna slow everything down. But I'm a little beat right now, but I'm not beat. Ain't giving up. So let me show you what we got going on. First of all, the soda blasting. Like I said, I did a little video. All right, part for course today, the battery went dead. I don't know how a battery on a charger can say 99%, but it's dead in the GoPro. So anyway, this turned into an absolute train wreck. I do like what it did to the carb. We're gonna do some more work on that with this blaster, but you know what? I need to turn this off. I just need to unplug this. This garage is a mess. I'm gonna stop and clean it up. Can't work like this. Anyway, so when I did the video earlier today on this blaster and the soda, it worked beautifully. But I was out looking for parts, got home a little late, it started getting dark. I had to buy Dollar Tree cookies and tea to drink. That's right there, folks. You gotta do what you gotta do. But here's the bottom line. When the barometric pressure, when it started getting dark, it's very humid outside, the ambient temperature got lower, everything just started gumming up, because all this white is moist baking soda from the ambient temperature. I'm sure that affects the temperature in the tank. My little filter on it, water filter, didn't do a very good job, so we're gonna have to do this on a sunny day. So it did pretty good when I did it during the day. I mean, it was taking off the rust. It was taking off the old paint. It did not like this. This feels like a latex paint. It didn't like that at all. So here's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to get the wire wheel out and get these two drums cleaned up. Back to the brakes. This is just the way my day's gone, folks. But that's okay. This is part of the deal. So the original brake line that was on here was this banjo style, right? Got a hole in it. This goes through there. You got a crush washer. Matter of fact, bonus round, you got 2 crush washers on that one. And that screws in here, okay? No problem, right? Of course, you guys saw I got the other brake hoses. They're a totally different style. Well, I'm like, okay, I'll just use this on these new calipers I bought, right? Well, lo and behold, these bolts are too small to go on the new calipers. So I'm like, okay, I'll play, because I knew these were too big to go in here. So they beautifully screw into here. Anyway, I'll show you beautifully here. Anyway, I'm doing this with one hand, folks, so give me some grace. Anyway, beautiful. I just need to get some right size. I think they're 3/8 crush washers. I'm gonna have to order them. Even Napa, they had some that fit the inner diameter, but they were way big on the outside. Didn't like it. I can buy a whole box of them for $10 on Amazon. And we're not going to be bleeding the brakes in the next week, I don't think. So then I'm like, okay, that means I got to get the other end off. You know how painful that is. Let me get a light. And the one thing, well, let's get up in here and take a look. If I can get this light to work. There we go. All right. So then the hose is hooked up here, and you've got this line right here. And you know, those are 99.9% of the time a booger. Came right off. Beautiful. So I got under here, and this fits the line that's under there. Fits that flare nut. So that's going to be the solution on the brakes. The only thing I'm lacking for the front brakes are some crush washers for those new hoses. So I will be able to use the hoses. So I think what I'm going to work on for the remainder of tonight, I'm going to go over and get the other side put together and make sure I don't run into any other issues, and get the equation right. Get these cleaned up. I'm going to paint them flat black for now. Get the bearings packed. These are the rear bearings. I soaked them in gas overnight. Once again, other than some cat litter, which I'll have to clean these out again, obviously. But there you go. That's a Koyo. I don't know what a Koyo is, but I know it's Japanese. So Japanese bearings. These were actually pretty good bearings. There's your inside bearing. There's your outer bearing. We're good there. We just got to get everything repacked and back together. So I'm gonna clean up this mess out here. We're going to get the passenger side done. We'll talk a little bit more about money I spent today, which wasn't too much, and then we'll come back and do this side together. So be back soon. Alrighty, folks. It has been a fairly unproductive day. Let me show you. I was gonna get these painted, but you know what? I don't have any flat black paint. All that paint, and I had no flat. I got some satin that takes that stuff. I just want some cheap flat black. All that paint, I don't have any freaking flat black paint. So it has been a day, and I'm gonna wrap it up. I don't know what time it is. I know Nevada's playing Boise State, so that means it's late. It's 9 o'clock. I am going to, but I want to do something productive today. So I feel like we've been productive. I've got to order these. I'm going to order a kit from Amazon, the copper crush bearings for the brakes, because I can get the whole kit for, you know, what it cost me to buy a package of them locally. So that's just that's unfortunate. So we're gonna go ahead and get, at a minimum here, let's go ahead and get the shroud. It's rigged, everything's rigged. I can appreciate a good rigging, okay? But we're gonna get this out. I can't get to the bolt down here until I move this forward. I gotta get the radiator hose off, so let's go ahead and do that. I've loosened the clamp, but have not gotten the hose off. So this is usually the way I can get them broke loose. Cow, that thing's been on there who knows how long. Alright, let's get her done. Okay, not gonna work. So let's see what a screwdriver will do. We're not reusing this hose, so I'm not too worried about it. There we go. Now look, I heard it popping. There you go. Amazing. We're just gonna throw that to the side. Now we're gonna get. I won't keep the shroud, obviously, but we're gonna make it a little more appealing to the eye. For all you educated folks, that would be aesthetic. All right. Have no fear. We're gonna get this done. All right. Now with that, where did I just set? Where did I set that other screw? Doggone it! I just took it out. There it is. All right. Now I think I can get to these bolts to the radiator slightly easier. I'll put these bolts back in. Now, remember too, they put a spacer in here. I'm guessing the fan blade was hitting, so they put a spacer to tilt it a little forward so it wouldn't hit, which is kind of ingenious. I like it. We're gonna get this cleaned up. Y'all watching me undo a bump here, I'm sure that's ultra exciting. We about got her here. Come on. Good night. Thing's like 27 feet long. There we go. Come on. There we go. Now I can get it out with that. You know, well, I told you, 27 feet long. It's just rusted. I'm gonna get the other bottom one off the other side before I disconnect the top. Don't have an automatic transmission, so we don't have dual transmission lines. So there's a little blessing in and of itself. Just by hand. We got a long way to go, folks. We're gonna get there, though. We're gonna get there. You know when you have one of those days and you're just a little beat up and just want to go have some chocolate cake and maybe a bowl of chili and a glass of milk? That's today for me. Now the horn, wouldn't you know if the horn's that way? Not totally anyway. Got that spacer back there. Sounds good, doesn't it? That time of year, good bowl of chili. Good bowl chili. I don't know if it's going to set down here. Come on now. Well, y'all bored yet? Like I said in the last video, this is where all the glory is. And it really is. You know, I've always defined success by the willingness to do what others are not willing to do. And a lot of people aren't willing to do this. You gotta get off the couch. Get out there and do it. I don't care if you get a riding lawnmower and take the deck off and weld a plow to the front and paint flames on it and hop it up a little bit, put a dual Weber on it, do something. Do something. Hopefully these videos inspire you to do something. Right now it's not inspiring me very much. I'm not feeling inspired. But you gotta move forward. Alright. And there went, no, that wasn't a spacer. Oh, I think that was the clip off the back. You know what? Those are not spacers. I was wrong, folks. Again. I've been wrong many times. Alright. Alright. There we go. I just gotta get it out of here. Come on. Doesn't help having this truck so high up in the air. Let me get my block. Where's my block? Where's my block? What'd y'all do with my wooden block? Stand on. Oh. I put it where I wouldn't forget it. Right here. Alright. Oh, you know why it won't come out? Because I put the bottom hose back on so it wouldn't leak anymore. So I'm just killing myself. Let me get this off real quick. Oh yeah, did y'all hear that? That would indicate that there was still some fluid in there. That's okay, I got cat litter down. All right, now, that'll come out a little easier. Get that shroud out of the way. Oh, there you go. All right, there we go. There we go. Whew. All right. Yeah, go ahead and leak everywhere. That's what we got cat litter for. So let's go ahead and get this out. Alright. Gotta figure out how we can attach this shroud. I got a couple shrouds downstairs. We'll take a look at them. I think they're Mopar shrouds though. But you never know. Oh, that hurt. Just ripped into my leg on the corner of the toolbox. All right. So, what dropped earlier? There should be 1, 2, 3. This clip dropped. Let's see if I can. Oh, there it is. Whoop, there it is. The little clip that goes on the inside. There we go. Now, I'm going to put these bolts back in here so we don't have a bolt finding party. Sometime to put this back in. My little fridge over here is making some kind of noise. You can hear it humming. Okay, there it is humming now. All right, we're gonna get some more of this apart. I want to show you the So I was incorrect on the spacers. These look to be factory spacers because I didn't see this down there. So you can see that right there. And there's 4 of them. So not a bad looking radiator. Don't want to replace the radiator. We're going to run with that one. So let's see what we got. I'm going to set it back here out of the way. Actually, I'm going to leave it right there because it's covering up the water. All right, so let's go ahead and get the fan blade off. And I need to take a couple pictures though, folks. Please get in the habit of doing that, because when you need a month later, when you can't remember how to get everything back together right, this will help tremendously. Help tremendously. Especially all these, like these spacers. I've put these spacers. I need to put a piece of black iron in there as a spacer there. But I just want to make sure I start tearing all this apart. I want to know where it goes. That looks like, is that 1/2 inch? 7/16. There we go. 1/2 inch. And if I remember right, these are the long bolts that go all the way through this. Ooh, that sounds nice. All right. Come on now. All right, that one's loose. That one's loose enough. Yep, these are the big old long bolts. It goes through this spacer, which you can't see right now. I'll show it to you here in a second. Alright, let's get these off. And I'll tell you what, from the looks of the outlets on this doggone water pump, we're probably going to wind up replacing it too. Well, we got 1, 2, 3, we got 7 blade. Come on, there you go. All right, there you go. Here's the spacer right here, and those are the bolts, okay? So I'm gonna keep these bolts in here for now, just so I know where everything is. Now, what we're going to do now? We can go ahead and get this alternator loosened up. Shouldn't be but a couple different size. Gotta have me a. This video is not brought to you today by Arizona Green Tea with Ginseng and Honey. Okay? I repeat, not. Okay. Gotta loosen this up a little bit. There we go. Pretty much with a 7/16, 1/2 inch, 9/16, 5/8, and 3/4, you can take pretty much anything in here apart. Make sure I got the right one. Yep, 9/16. All right, we're gonna loosen the alternator up a little bit. You know the alternator works. I'm gonna leave it hooked up for now and just lay it in the back. Actually, I'm not taking it off tonight. Yep, that's loose already. loosen that up. That one's probably going to be 5/8 or bigger. Yep, 5/8. Nailed it. You really don't have to loosen. Well, you don't, but yeah, it makes life a whole lot easier. Why isn't that thing going in? It'll tighten back up on itself. Gotta take it out some more. There we go. All right, that belt is good. And then here's your, this just slides off. That goes to the water pump. Yeah, that water pump is, more money. And you like that blue pulley? It looks like at one point in its life, they might have had it on a tractor or something because it was red. Red, white, and blue, baby. Gotta love it. All right. Let's see. All I'm going to do today is get these pulleys off. I'm going to go ahead and loosen these up. This is the power steering we got. I'm not going to disconnect the power steering hoses. The way that this works, don't even know if it's off this model, but we got it to work if you go back and look at that video. But it is working. I want to clean it. But I'm not going to disconnect it. There we go. I should be able to slide that in. Oh, there's a tensioner right there. Ingenious. Ingenious. Almost. If I had power tools, I'd already have all this off. In case any of y'all wondering, you can probably see it in the mirror. Nebraska, no, Boise State, Nevada is 14-21. Boise State's winning. Fourth quarter, about 11 minutes left. All right, got some belts, some beltage. Not too difficult there. We'll match those up to our other belts and see if we guess the right size. Now, I reckon, is that 9/16? We'll get this big pulley off here. Well, that's 1/2 inch, not 9/16. That's, I've got 9/16 on here. This thing's in, well, I thought it was in gear. Maybe it's not. Flopping around out here, jacks in. All right, now it's in gear. It's one of the reasons I'm gonna get these brakes done tomorrow, the front brakes. I wanna get this thing off these jacks. Now, it should come off fairly easy. There we go. Give me some leg room back. Ain't laying these anywhere up here near this intake because been there before. Don't want to go fishing with a magnet. Oops. There we go. This thing's a little wobbly. You guys can't see nothing. It's boring as heck. Wish I knew a story. I'd tell you a story, but I'm pulling out stories. It's time to eat. Need to go work on my Bible lesson. Get that done for tomorrow. There we go. Get this other one broke loose. There we go. I don't know if this all comes off together. Heck, we don't need them all. I'm gonna have to see what we got here. May just be one piece. It ain't gonna be blue when I get done with it. Guarantee that. All right, there's another one. It's been on here a while. It's stuck on. All right. It's definitely loose. Just beat to the punch here on this. I don't want to bend any flames. Did I get everything? Yep. Yep. It's just sitting on there. Just sitting on there. Sitting on the dock of the bay. And now it's on the ground. All right. Harmonic balancer doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look to be split apart. It's all metal anyway. That rubber looks pretty decent. I'll let y'all see it. Let me get this pulled up real quick though. Probably not the best thing in the world for a pulley to be dropping it like that, but everything looks to be in order. Pretty simple. All right. I am going to, once again, put these bolts. They all need lubricated and chased and all that kind of good stuff. Let's just get them in here so we know where they are. I don't have to bag and tag them, and then I'll get y'all in here. So 302, this is a 71. Of course, they were produced before 68 for NASCAR. I think the one in my Galaxy was actually built in November, December 67, but it came out in the 68 model to the public. And it's of the Windsor family. And the reason I'm even mentioning that is because, as you Ford guys know and gals, I don't want to take these rags out. Actually, that one was just soaking stuff up, so I can take it out. So on a 302, this spacer in here, it's made out of aluminum, and they're about $100. Went through that on the Galaxy, wasn't no fun. But you got to pull the pulley off and all that kind of stuff. So I can replace back to why I was talking about the Windsors. On a 351, it has, I may even be the same one, but it has this plate in here on 351 Windsor, which I have downstairs. On a 351 Cleveland, all this is, it's a little shorter, but all this is molded into the block. So you don't have this spacer made out of aluminum and stuff like that. A lot of, you know, better things, I guess, on a Cleveland. So probably we'll get out here. Not going to do it tonight. I might do it tonight. I might just tear this down, but I'm not going to bore you guys anymore. I'm going to go ahead and get the alternator, the brackets, take some more pictures. I'll get the water pump bracket off, just pulled over the side. I'm going to go ahead and replace the fuel pump. While I'm in here, they're not that expensive. And hey, also, I want to show you all this. If you look at the oil that's in the rocker arms right here, every one of those, every one of them on both sides have oil. Every one of them. So, sorry Clyde, I'm not pulling the lifters out and checking them, but I can tell you that, like, well, I just turned it down here, so I probably got it jacked up. I can feel a little bit of play here. This is what it should be like. This is the number one at top dead center. Let's see what else is probably at top dead center. It looks like this one is here. See, that's loose, that's loose. Some of these back here were super loose. And then looks like this one here. See, that's where you get your rattle from. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and the way it's setting, we'll go ahead and adjust the valve lash on every one of these, not running. We'll just get each piston at top dead center, and you crank it down till you can't spin. See, I can spin this. So this probably needs a little more here, even there's a little bit there. So that your gap is closed, so when your cam comes around and hits this lifter and hits this rod, there's no play in there. We don't want any play. But it's evident that the valve lash needs to be done. Then when we get it out and get it running and get all the lifters pumped up, we may have to circle back and do that. So, all right, folks, we're gonna call it a night. Not the end of this video. We'll wrap up this video tomorrow when we get these hubs together. So y'all have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.